Okay, so let's go ahead and see how to use the half-angle formulas. So half-angle formulas can sometimes just work straight out whenever we have an angle that seems to be half of an angle we know. So I have my half-angle formulas on my sheet that hopefully I'm memorizing. And I'm going to say 22.5, that's half of 45. So I want to set this up as cos of 45 over 2. Which means I want to use this one because it's a cos. And I want to go and have my u, in this case, top is just 45. So 1 plus cos of 45 over 2. Okay, so I know cos of 45. Cos of 45 is my first, so that's the square root of 2 over 2. So I'll go ahead and finish this up. So 1 plus square root of 2 over 2 over 2. So it's, all under square root, of course. Probably simplified a little bit. So 2 plus the square root of 2 over 2, all over 2, again, under square root. And then this is 2 over 1, so flip and multiply. So 2 plus the square root of 2 over 4, all under square root. Oh, I can actually simplify the bottom then. So 2 plus the square root of 2 over 2. Now only the top is under square root. That'd be pretty simplified. I was looking for cos of 22.5. That'd be first quadrant, so this is positive. Okay, so cosecant of 15. Well, I can do the same thing, right? 15 would be 30 over 2. And cosecant, I know, is 1 over sine. So I'm looking for sine of 30 over 2. So I'm going to bring out what my half angles are. So this one is 1 minus cosine of u over 2. So 1 minus cosine of 30 all over 2. I know my cosine of 30. My cosine of 30 is square root of 3 over 2. So 1 minus square root of 3 over 2 all over 2. And again, I can do this the same way I did before. So 2 minus square root of 3 over 2, whole thing over 2 over 1. 2 minus square root of 3 over 4. And again, I'll be able to reduce that denominator. So square root of 2 minus square root of 3 over 2. Again, 15 is in the first quadrant, so that's still positive. Not really done though, right? Because I wasn't looking for sine. I was looking for cosecant. So I need to do 1 over that, which really just means flip it. So 2 over square root of 2 minus square root of 3. And I probably should rationalize. So I'd multiply top and bottom just by that square root. So I would get 2 square root, 2 minus square root of 3, all over 2 minus square root of 3. Still have a radical, so I probably want to rationalize again. We're going to stop, but I would go ahead and multiply by the conjugate. Really, on any sort of test, you can probably kind of stop here. This is getting a little bit ridiculous. Not really. Could still do it pretty easily. We would just distribute that through. Oh hell, let's finish it up. Okay, so I'd finish it up and I would get 4 square root 2 minus square root of 3 plus 2 square roots of 3 square root of 2 minus square root of 3. Actually, square root of 3 could have been simplified. Denominator would FOIL out, and I would get 4 minus 3, which is 1. So really, that's kind of it. Okay, so let's look at this one. Cotangent of pi over 12. So cotangent would be cos of pi over 12 over sine of pi over 12, because it's 1 over tangent, so it flips them. Pi over 12 is the same thing as pi over 6 divided by 2. So I want to find cos of that. So again, I'm going to pull out my thing, and cos is, let's see, 1 plus cosine u over 2. So I'm going to do square root of 1 plus cos of pi over 6 all over 2. Cosine of pi over 6 is the square root of 3 over 2. So really, I'm just going to get what I got here. I already did this with the square root of 3 over 2. I ended up with that. So I'm going to get 2 minus square root of 3 all over 2. So let's look at sine of pi over 6 all over 2. So that's going to give me, sine is the 1 minus sine of pi over 6 over 2. Sine of pi over 6 is just 1/2. So 1 minus 1/2 over 2, all under square root. 1 minus 1/2 is 1/2. 1/2 divided by 2 is 1/4. So that would just be, square root of 1/4 would just be 1/2. Take square root of 1, take square root of 4. So now I have this divided by this. When I divide, I flip and multiply, so I'll bring it down here. So I have square root of 2 minus square root of 3 over 2, flip and multiply, times 2 over 1. I should just get 2 minus square root of 3 all underneath the radical. Again, this was in the first quadrant, so it's still positive. So we can use half angles to actually find the real answer of some of these things. We're also going to see how to use them to simplify things.